Democrats are celebrating. Ukraine lovers across the world are celebrating. NATO is celebrating. Zelensky and his cronies are celebrating. But guess who is celebrating the most? The MIC. What MIC? We will tell you all about it. Before that, if you're a fan of non-corporate monetary news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. The United States House of Representatives convened in an extraordinary Saturday session to deliberate on a significant $95 billion aid package targeting Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. The approved package, totaling nearly $100 billion, represents a substantial commitment to bolster Washington's international allies and client states, breaking a 6-month stalemate. This legislative movement allocates approximately $61 billion to support the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, including $23 billion for replenishing U.S. weapons inventories. The passage through the House sets the stage for the Senate, where bipartisan leaders are equally eager to expedite the foreign aid package. But is the aid package actually for Ukraine? This is where MIC comes into picture, the military industrial complex. The US government typically has substantial outstanding financial obligations to defense contractors, potentially reaching into the hundreds of billions of dollars at any given time. Defense spending by the US involves trillions of dollars annually, with a significant portion allocated to procurement. This involves keeping the cogs of the MIC running by paying contractors, and the exact percentage of the budget dedicated to this can vary from year to year. Given the scale and duration of these contracts, it is reasonable to estimate that the amount owed to defense contractors frequently totals in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Michael Malouf, a former senior security policy analyst at the Department of Defense, pointed out the very same thing. He expressed skepticism about the aid's ability to change the strategic military balance in the ongoing conflict with Russia. According to Malouf, much of the funds designated for Ukraine will end up with US defense contractors to replenish American military stockpiles, thereby circulating money within the US economy while making a big show of supporting Ukraine. He points out that under this arrangement, only older and antiquated US military equipment will be relocated to Ukraine, and that will not enhance Ukraine's military capabilities at all. The effectiveness of the aid to Ukraine is compromised by concerns over its distribution and utilization, as noted by Michael Malouf and retired U.S. Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Karen Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski observes that much of the aid passes through Kiev's government channels, which may weaken its impact on the front line. She believes that only a small portion of the funds directly benefits Ukraine's military efforts. Strategically, the implications are severe. Malouf argues that Ukraine's current military tactics, including strikes on Russian infrastructure, are unlikely to meaningfully change the overall military situation. He describes the conflict as an insurgency that does not shift the strategic balance, painting a bleak outlook for Ukraine's capacity to maintain a prolonged conflict with Russia. The US and Europe face profound challenges in addressing the Ukrainian crisis through financial aid. There is a critical misalignment in the US defense production system, which is not geared towards high volume production of lower value items like artillery and air defense missiles. This misalignment surfaced prominently 2 years ago and remains a significant bottleneck in responding to the crisis effectively. Such systemic limitations suggest that merely increasing financial inputs into this sector is unrealistic for resolving ongoing military shortages. There are further broader economic constraints facing Europe, now deep into a recession, exacerbated by severed energy supplies and the ongoing war. Europe's economic turmoil, coupled with its inability to swiftly recover its pre-crisis standard of living, complicates its capacity to support Ukraine over the long term. Michael Malouf metaphorically describes efforts to revive Ukraine's current regime as trying to, quote unquote, resuscitate a dead dog, implying that continued financial aid might be futile. Domestically, the US political landscape reflects significant divisions on foreign aid, highlighted by reactions from Republicans who criticize Speaker Johnson for betraying US populists by prioritizing foreign aid over domestic issues like the southern border crisis. People of America are anyway disillusioned with the uniparty system that is more concerned with maintaining power rather than serving national interests. Ukraine should stop celebrating the non existent billion dollars aid package and focus more on the very real mutiny breaking out in the Ukrainian army. The exclusion of a demobilization clause has sparked palpable frustration among the ranks, as evidenced by first hand accounts from military personnel in Odessa. Watch this shocking video to know the full story.